Hey everyone, the ninja's gone fancy. Look, we got velvet chairs.
Oh.
I have one of you, one of the subscribers of this channel. You've seen him before, Chris. He's part of the master class about the master class for real estate. He's taken, I think, all the courses now.
Yep.
And you've been going to like every single. You haven't missed one. No, you missed one of the live calls.
I think one.
Yeah, okay, no worries about that. Look, we're going to talk about what's going on in the market in Nevada, all right? It's actually not good. And Chris was really excited to buy a house. He took the courses to save a lot of money buying the house, whether it be, how you're going to finance it, the timing at which you're going to do it, how you're going to put in the offer. He took all those lessons. So he's like, all right, I'm ready to set up to, what was the first price you told me you were going to save from the course? What was it, like 24 grand on the first house?
Oh, no, it was about 57.
57, okay. Between like negotiating and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, between the negotiations, their offerings, all of what they had
All right.
planned.
Chris, before we started, had a really wild story, and it's about Toll Brothers, and I just want him to tell it because this is very telling of how bad the new home builders are hurting, all right? And why you should be, honestly, on the sidelines waiting. Now, honestly, I'm buying a house right now. I'm buying it for a specific reason. I'm gonna start a little greenhouse with, aquaponics system. I wanna film it. I'm gonna write off the cost. It's gonna be one of my sets for YouTube. It's gonna be its own business, right? I couldn't do that in a track house. So I had to get a little bit more acreage, all right? But that's me. And a lot of you wanna buy right now, and we're gonna be interviewing another person in a little bit that bought a house because he needs a house now. So I wanna see you save money either now or save money in the future, all right? What's going on with Toll Brothers?
Well, it's Toll Brothers and the others. So if I could step back just a little bit about what I was learning with the Ninja back in July when we went house shopping, so to speak, and started to learn and understand the tactics. And I don't know if that's a proper term, but it's the tactics of what they use. Yeah. And so I learned those, and that's where I really found that there could be a lot of money saved if you understand them. Yeah. But for multiple reasons, we ended up not buying, but I've not left the market, still in the market, and have still been looking, and was recently out at a new home builder.
Wait, real quick. What have prices been doing as you've been looking?
They've been going down.
Exactly. What's been happening with days on market?
Oh, it's going up.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah. How about, are you seeing an increase of inventory?
Absolutely.
Yep. So everything's stacking in your favor as a buyer.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. So I'm not joking. He was super excited because he'd been renting for a while. And I don't want to just expose everything. You're a very successful person. You own your own company, right? Would you say that?
Yes.
It's hard to say.
I've been here.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I've been. Yes.
But you said, you're like, oh, I didn't know I was sort of stuck, but I was sort of stuck. I'm like, yeah, why don't I own a piece of real estate, right?
Yeah.
So you were super pumped, and then you pulled the brakes when we started doing some negotiations, right?
I did.
All right, so let's bring you now. Oh, real quick, I got to do a shameless plug. Shameful? I don't even know the right word. The master course is open for the third time ever for a couple of days. Once we hit a certain amount of students, we're going to cut it off. If you want, the link's down below. All right, so let's start with these home builders. What's going on?
So as we've moved forward, it's been very interesting in that, everything was for sale, everything was sold until you leave. And
because there were sold signs up.
There were sold signs everywhere, and there wasn't anything for me to buy at the time.
It was like a Rolex dealer.
But a day later, not even a day later, I didn't even make it back home before something came available.
Isn't that weird?
And oddly, also, they offer the buy down rates. So they will offer you a rate at 3.8% or whatever it happens to be for the first year. And then it goes to like 4.8 the second year, and then whatever it's going to be for the lifetime of the loan. Those were only good when I was on site if the house were to close by a certain time. Yep. And I was like, I can't make that work.
Yeah.
Literally got a call before I made it home. Within 15 minutes, somebody special showed up and said, no, that's good if you want the house.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay, and that's been going on with almost every builder. So that's not just any one particular. Yeah. But what was interesting the most recently was we had looked at a different subdivision.
Yep.
Found a couple floor plans that my wife and I did actually really like.
Yep.
And
you
they
agreed with your wife?
Yes, we did.
Well, that's
we
rare.
did agree. And
especially on houses. We're so
exactly,
opposite.
we did agree.
Yeah.
And the person knew that,
Yeah.
and it was fine and to some extent I like to show them what I liked.
Yeah.
And I was called on a Saturday. This last Saturday was told, "Hey, we know you're looking, but not to put the FOMO in you, prices are going to increase 25% Monday."
They actually use the word FOMO?
They told me not to put they said not to put the fear of FOMO in you.
So like
Right.
before I tell you the word, I can't say it. I'm going to have you sign a document. I've never heard of anything like that. So the prices were going to go up in a
They
couple
were
days.
going to go up in a couple days.
Holy cow.
So
The market
you're like
just
25%. The market changed overnight. It's going to go up 25%. 2 days later, I get a phone call from the same exact person that said, "Look, we have got 2 of the floor plans that you and your wife looked at, and we'll make you a great deal on them." And they were less than 25%. I mean, more than 25% cheaper off.
So
Yes.
they called you and they said, they tried to bluff you out. They took the wrong ClickFunnels course, I guess, sales course. And they just said, "Hey, we're gonna raise it 25% like tomorrow. We don't want to scare the crap out of you, but we're gonna scare the crap out of you." And then you didn't bluff, you didn't call their bluff or whatever. And then they dropped the price. You're saying so from going up 25%, they actually whatever price it was, they thought about taking it down 25%.
Yeah, it ended up being, I think, like 28.3%.
You know what's crazy is a lot of times I get comments in the comment section that say, "Ninja, you don't know what you're talking about in my town. It ain't going down." And I said, "I don't think you understand. It is." I'll give you an example. I sold my house back in September. I hit the highest dollar per square foot in my town. Since then, no joke, in the last 4 months, we have seen a drop of over 12.5% per square foot in my development and I got solid 4 comps. And my house was the smallest. Now I flipped a lot of homes and I just went to meet the buyers, which was really funny because they're like, "Oh my gosh, we love the house. We know we overpaid." That's how I got to meet them. I'm like, "Oh, this is awkward." And they're like, because they know all the homes are just dropping in prices right now. And they're like, "We know we overpaid, but we love it." And they started pointing out the way I did the concrete and all the little accents and stuff. And I'm like, "Well, I used to flip homes." So I started getting a good idea. But it was interesting because they said they bought my house sight unseen based off of the photos. We had professional photos come in where they did professional color grading and all that stuff. And then their agent walked in with a cell phone walkthrough, not only the day they put the offer in, but the day it closed. They'd never seen the home. And but they knew that it was dropping, but most people don't know. And here you've been beating the ground like just for what, 8 months now?
Yep.
So you've been and so you went from, and I'm not joking, like I am humbled and excited that for decades nobody wanted to listen to me and my ideas of how to buy houses cheap, how to negotiate them, how to look at different cycles of the year, right?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
you're seeing that huge.
And we
It's
went
a fall and winter.
and we went from summertime through now, and now we're coming out of it now.
And so what's going to be really exciting is knowing that springtime is the time to list, right? Springtime's the time to sell. People are excited. They're vibrant. They've got a tax return. They're pumped. But you know what's crazy is there's going to be a lot of inventory slamming the markets this spring.
So interesting that you say that. And I hadn't told you this before,
Yeah.
but there was another home, which was a resale
Okay.
in one of the developments that we were looking at.
Is it the one I know about?
Oh, maybe we did talk
So it's
briefly
the
about
guy
it.
that bought like
He
series
bought
phase
2.
1.
Yes.
Yeah, I know about that one. Yeah, tell me about it though. Remind me.
So we had looked at these homes as new homes.
Yep.
And then a person had bought 2 of these homes, but then it didn't work out with a family, and now they're on the market as a resale.
Both of
Brand
them?
new, no one's
Both of
lived in
them?
it. Both of them.
So
next door to each other.
Just so you know, what's probably happening. So I talk about this as an incredible way to make money in a boom market. When real estate's booming, always look for first phase. Buy the first phase, sell by phase 3, and you've got 2 automatic price increases. One thing though it will really piss off the builder, right? Because now he's got competition. They make you sign a document that you're going to move in. That is probably what's going on. See, he went, oh, I'm buying this one for me, one for my dad. It's one investor. Oh my gosh, everything's went to crap, and the builder's out. They cannot sue the buyer. It's pretty savvy investor. I wonder if he took one of my courses. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just saying, but it's pretty. I don't say to lie, honestly, but they actually make you sign something that's going to have occupancy in those because they don't want that competition. And just so you know, they're going to lie to you all day long and say, oh no, it's some CC&R or something like that. We can only have so many rentals. So no, that's a lie. They don't want added competition going from first phase to third.
But that's another thing that I've been seeing through this walk is more and more and more of that, where folks aren't even moving in. And if they are, they're competing with the builder within a year. Yeah. So we're seeing more and more of that.
I believe a year from now, you're going to see another 15% drop around the market. As a matter of fact, in most metropolitan areas, and I think that you're going to see that, you're going to see at least a 7 to 8% drop nationwide, okay? We are going into something very scary. The bond market around the world is melting down. Interest rates are climbing, which means, and I've said this for a long time, you're going to see double-digit mortgage rates. Right now, do you guys know what a 30-year fix, if you price 30-year?
It's going to be right around, probably between the very high 8s, the low 7.
Right now?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I think you're going to see 10 by the end of the year. And the reason why is because we've already started hyperinflation with the price of eggs. There's all kinds of things that are rising, and these trade wars are going to add to it. This is going to be a big deal. There's going to be a lot of pain. So I think for the long haul, or if you wanted to buy a house for yourself, why not just wait? The next interview I want to have, we're going to talk to a gentleman in the group that says, I don't want to wait. I'm going for it right now. And that's a really neat place to be at, you know? So depending on when these videos come out, John, he's got a light blue shirt. You can't miss him. You're gonna see him, okay? So either you already saw him or he's gonna be in the future. All right, look, if you want to be a part of this, I'm not joking. I priced this to be half the price of a point on a mortgage, okay? People have no problem adding fees to houses. I can guarantee you this is my promise to you. Take all the courses, watch 12 months of coaching calls live with all these guys. You're gonna save 10 times more than the cost of this course. And I want to drag you out of being a poverty mindset into a wealthy mindset and start looking at real estate different, okay? We don't got a lot of time left. Thank you so much, Chris. Oh, do you have anything you want to say?
Other than the course and the coaching calls have been phenomenal.
Thank you.
Because you get to sit and throw out your thoughts, good, bad, or otherwise, and you get real feedback. Yeah. And the confidence this builds, whether I've been doing business for 25 years in Reno is one thing, but the confidence the course has brought for me to move forward has been invaluable.
Yeah, and just, you know, I'm not fancy. Barely made it through high school, no college degree. I had to learn all this on my own. And now I'm just able to take everything, the bad things I had to go through and the good things to just teach you guys, and you're like, I don't even have to go through that.
Nope.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
It's been great.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to join, links down below. Have a great day. Economic Ninja is out.